what we are doing today is we are making liquid fertilizer, specifically fermented manure extract, or you can call it fermented manure tea. What do we need to make this thing? Number one, we need to make our drum available. This is our drum, not chemical one. It has to be free of chemicals, so the water also is not chlorinated water. And we also have our manure. We are using cow dung here. That's our cow dung over there, as you can see over there. So we have boucher. This is our boucher, and we have hash here. This is our hash. We have molasses. Molasses is inside this keg. So let them see how it is. As you can tick, that's molasses for you. So inside that white keg, we have our lactic acid bacteria. That is the meaning of lab. So now let's get started. Before then, we have some plant material here. Most of them are their aromatic plant material. So the manure tea we are making, we are not just making ordinary ones. So we want to make some that will have pesticidal effect. So these materials, we had some pesticidal effect and also impart some growth hormone onto the manure tea that we are making. So here we have the moringa leaf. We have the moringa leaf. So we have the guava leaf. We have the sandpaper leaf. We have the neem leaf. We have the sesame weed over there. We have the rosemary. It's also an aromatic plant, and some other ones. Anyone, these are things we can find in our garden. So it's something that is readily available. Our manure is within our garden. So everything is within our system here. So the first thing now is to put our manure, about 30 kg, inside this bag. So we already have our manure inside this here, about 30 kg inside this bag. So we tie it onto this thing for it to be suspended inside this water. The water is not fully filled to the brim. So the water is not filled to the brim so that it will not overflow. So drop it, as you can see. So after the suspension of the manure inside this water, the next thing is to add molasses, 5 liters molasses into this. So we've already added it. 5 liters of molasses has been added. 1 shovel of boucher has been added. 1 shovel of potash has been added. So everything has been added, and after addition of everything, we are going to stir it. Let's stir it. So we can stir it this way. So we can also use stick. So let us use stick. So use stick around it for the molasses, for the boucher, and everything to mix together. So thorough stirring is needed. Thorough stirring is needed. So now the next thing is to suspend our plant materials. So let us knot everything together. Knot everything together. So this thing can stay side by side. So this plant, everything here is about 2 kg. So the total weight of the plant material is 2 kg. So let's tie it onto the wood as well. We can tie it by the side. It will be suspended. So that so just so just the top. So good, perfect. So you can use this one to press it. So the observation here is that everything has been well suspended inside this water, so for easy extraction. So everything we are using here is within our garden system. All these things are waste material on the farm, and we are converting it to valuable liquid fertilizer. So the fertilizer, I said, we have some pesticidal effect that will repel insects, that will repel any pathogen on the farm. So after this thing, we have done this very well now. So we'll be making sure we stir this thing 2 times, minimum 2 times in a day, and the manure will be ready in 7 days. So minimum of 2 times stirring. The stirring will help improve the microbial activities. The molasses we have added also will improve the microbial count. It will also feed the microbe in this solution. Also, the lab also will help prolong the shelf life and also improve the activities of microbes inside this manure tin also. So steering is very important. In 7 days it will be ready, and we are able to use, because everything has been suspended, no contamination. The manure tin can be used directly, or we sieve it if there's any contamination. So we can sieve it. If we are applying it through drip irrigation, we have to sieve it. So we can use 15 liters of this one to 1000 liters of water, clean water, for irrigation, for fertigation. And also we can also use it for spraying for to supply nutrients. This thing will supply nitrogen, it will supply phosphorus, because we have added molasses and biochar. They are good source of phosphorus. It will also supply potassium, because we have added potash. It's a good source of potassium also. The manure is a good source of nitrogen. So we have added all these things to improve the nitrogen profile, the potassium profile. So everything we have added has impacted one nutrient or the other. So, and also the leaf, everything we have added has impacted the pesticide activity, pesticide effect, and also the growth hormone has also impacted. So it's all in one liquid fertilizer that we have made here.
We'll be talking about fermented fruit juice. Now, what is the benefit of fermented fruit juice? Fermented fruit juice can be used in two different ways. It can be used for the plant, and also it can be used for livestock. Now, the fermented fruit juice, when it comes to poultry, is called the MVC, multivitamin calcium. Now, when it comes to the plant, you can use it either as an attractant. You use it as an attractant where you place it for a targeted plant, and in which the pest you are looking at will go into the trap that is actually set for it. Then when it comes to the livestock, you will use it to fortify your liquid calcium, which will be shown in subsequent video. And what do you need in making your fermented fruit juice? As you can see, I have my cucumber, which is already been shredded into pieces, my watermelon shredded into pieces, I have my carrots, I have my pawpaw, which is actually the major enzymes there, then the pineapple, and banana. So these are the materials you will be needing for your fermented fruit juice, and mostly the molasses, which you now actually use in fermenting the process. So fermented fruit juice is actually very, 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 very powerful when it comes to utilization in the area of organic garden. Once I'm done cutting this fruit into pieces, all I have to do is to now blend. Once I'm done blending, I'll now add my molasses to it. This is my molasses. Once I add my molasses to it, the molasses will help to preserve the lifespan of my fermented fruit juice. And in the space of 3 to 7 days, based depending on the environmental condition of the environment you are, the fermented fruit juice will be ready. Okay, I'm done blending, so I will now add my molasses to it. After adding my molasses, I will now stir. I will now stir all together. Add a reasonable amount of molasses to keep the solution intact. Now stir. Wow, the fermented fruit juice now, the FME is ready. Wow, what a sweet smell. Sincerely, if I am the test, I will be attracted to this. So what are we saying, guys? This method will ease and save the cost of applying pesticide. If you're applying pesticide 3 times in a week, be rest assured that if you have the fermented fruit juice in, in your disposals, the frequency of pesticide application will be reduced, which simply means the cost of organizing your organic pesticide will also be reduced.
We'll be talking about the fermented fruit juice. Other people call it the MVC, multivitamin calcium. This is thereabout the most important organic solution you will be needing to grow your crops successfully on the field. The reason is that this fermented fruit juice has several usage, even for livestock, plants, fruiting stage, and so many things you can use it for. You can also use it as pest attractant. So that's why it's very important, because it is the base solution for you to be able to achieve excellent results on the field. So to achieve this result, we have several fruit combination that we will be needing to produce the fruit juice or the fruit attractant, whichever way you want to use it. So the fundamental um, fruit you will need is the purple fruit. The purple fruit contains several enzymes like the papain, the whitish sap from the fruit of purple is a papain, which is an enzyme. It helps break down so many protein materials, releasing of nitrogen and all the rest. We also have the pineapple. This pineapple also contain enzymes as well. The enzymes in this pineapple is the globulin. The globulin also is a protein synthesizing enzymes. We have carrots, which has carotene. We have cucumbers. We have bananas, which also has its own enzyme in it. So all these we combine together, and we blend them, and we get what we call the MVC. This You can also add some other plants, fruits like apple. You can add apple to this. You can also add so many, but with these just 5 that we have here, we are good to go. Now, to use this efficiently, after fermenting this with molasses, this is the molasses. Molasses is the enzymes. It contains some certain enzymes as well that we use to ferment this. You can as well jumpstart the fermentation process by adding the lactic acid bacteria. The lactic acid bacteria that we had used earlier on. You can also add it. You blend all this. We will blend this, and then you ferment. The result of the fermentation is what we have here. Let me hold this egg. Is what you have here. So this is the result of the fermentation. We actually sieve this out. After sieving, this is how it looks like. Then we sieve out to get something like this. Like I said earlier on, this fermented fruit juice, you can deploy it in several ways. So we can do a liquid calcium from this fermented juice. This fermented juice
it's 5% acetic acid itself. So it's quite similar to um, white vinegar or the vinegar that you have around. It's 5% acetic acid. So if you want to use as liquid fertilizer, you can actually use it as liquid fertilizer for your fruiting plant, which is the MVC. Using this, adding the fermented fruit into eggshell or bone meal that you've grinded. We have eggshell like this one. This eggshell, you can see we roast this eggshell. We roast it and then we blend it into this size. You blend very well into a dust like this. So if you want your plant to quickly have the calcium in form of liquid form, you are going to add this solution into uh, the fermented fruit juice. You add into this solution. There are going to be reactions as you add. You will notice the reaction coming up. You can see the bubbles coming up. You can see the bubbles. So that is the reaction. We add 2 times the size of the eggshell that we have here. We add 2 times the size. So we're going to add more of this into it. And then we can stir. We allow this to stay. You can see the bubbles coming up. So you are going to have a container that can actually take or contain the bubbles. You can see. So what this is doing is the acetic acid from the fermented fruit juice is digesting the calcium, so making it more readily available and soluble in the solution. So you allow this to stay for 24 hours, and then you sieve or you strain the liquid. The liquid you have, you can as well turn to be sure that we're having good mix. So you can see the reaction really taking place. So this is acetic acid. This is fruit acid. It's an acetic acid that we are using to digest this eggshell. The solution from here is your liquid calcium. And you know, calcium goes in 2 ways. You have both calcium and phosphate. And phosphate allows taking up of calcium rather, and calcium allows taking up of phosphate. So they both work hand in hand. So when you have calcium, you have phosphate, and when you apply this, you are going to have both calcium and phosphate in it. In some other climes, this is known as a calphos, known as a calcium phosphate solution. To use this solution, when you have your fruiting plant, let's say we have cucumbers growing on the field, and we want our cucumbers to come out big and in a sweet form, to be very sweet and come out very big. We are going to have more of cucumbers in the fermentation process. We are going to have more of cucumbers as a fruit in this fruit, and then we digest and then we spray during the flowering stage. So cucumbers has both male and female flowers. So you spray them, then pollinations will come in because you have molasses in these. Then you have the pollinators pollinating, and then you have the flowers pollinating very well and producing vigorous and big fruit, and also very sweet fruit as well. You can also use it in form of fertigation. Usually you can use 50 mils in 4 liters for this, and then you spray the leaves, you spray the fruits in the morning and in the evening. And then for every harvest, you have the flowers to be encouraged to flower more, to allow the plants to flower more. You spray again, and then you can use as fertigation, introduce into your water, and then you supply if you have drip tapes, and you supply these nutrients to them. And also very excellent for tomatoes. You know, tomatoes love calcium. It actually even protects tomatoes from the blossom end rot when you have calcium in the system. So you introduce this also as part of the fertigation for your calcium. That is that about using it as fertilizer. You can also use this fertilizer in a mix. In our subsequent training, we show you how you can use this to mix with fish hydrolysate, which we also teach you how to produce, and also the compost, the Epsom salt, and you have a well balanced organic manure that you can introduce to your plants, and you are getting excellent results. Having done that, you'll be ready to go. So furthermore, let's go to how you use this as an attractant, a pest attractant. Okay, so this pest attractant, we use it in such a way that we divert the attention of pests from our crop, and we produce a kind of attractant with this fruit juice, and they are directed into the solution that we prepared instead of them going on the field to destroy our plants. So for like tomatoes, having prepared the fermented fruit juice like these ones I've shown earlier on, this one, what you do is you also get some tomatoes like this, and you blend. If it is tomato you want the pest to be attracted to the solution you are preparing, so you get some few tomatoes and then you blend, you juice it, and you add to this already prepared fruit juice, fermented fruit juice. When you add to it, you add some liquid soap. The reason for the liquid soap is to reduce the surface tension of the water, so that when pests come in, they can easily go in, because water like this do have some certain layers whereby some pests can even stay on it and then fly away. But you want it to be very soluble for the pests. Once they pierce in, their wings and everything are inside, and then they are attracted and trapped in the solution. So you put the soap there, and then I will show you how to prepare one of the container, how you prepare the container for the attractant. Let's get some bottles of this thing we can use to prepare. So these bottles, we will pour this container, the solution in a container. We open the edge, and then we hang this around our plant. So instead of the pests going directly to the plant, this fruit attracts them more, and then they come in and then they perish. The advantage of this is that most pests, it is their larva, the larva stage, that destroys more, because they are ferocious with feeding, unlike the adult pest. The adult pests only transmit diseases here and there, and they lay those eggs. So if you're able to trap the adult pest, the male and female, then you are breaking their chains of breeding. So they won't be able to breed and lay those eggs that will destroy your plant. So the concept is to attract those pests, the adult pests, that are potentially going to lay eggs, and then those eggs will become larvae, and then they will start destroying our plant. So we reduce the pest load on the farm by doing this solution and placing this solution at the edge of the farm and in between the plant. So this is how you use an empty bottle like this one. You're going to pierce, and then like this, and you open up a bit, can make the hose, can make the hose like this, and also let's do one more. So this way we are going to have pests visiting the solution instead of them visiting our plant, and then we reduce the pest load on the field. If you reduce the pest load, the adult pests on the field, if you reduce them significantly, then we will have high chances of success. So what we do is we pour in the fermented fruit juice. You can add some bits of molasses. Can you bring some molasses for me to it? Because molasses is also a very good attractant for them. You can add some few molasses and soap, and then remember you are going to add soap, liquid soap, to this solution. Let me see. So you have something like this. So the liquid soap will make the solution easy for reduce the surface tension of the solution, And so the pests can come in and then they just dive in and they are trapped instead of them visiting your plants and causing damage. So you have something like this, and so we are going to hang it, tie this and hang around our plants, and then at the entrance of the farm. So we can hang this at the entrance of the farm or near the plant. So hanging it, you have the pest coming in to visit to have a feel, because it becomes more potent. The pheromones from this fruit and the targeted plants, the tomatoes, will attract them, and so they come in to have a feel. So instead of making the plants attractive to the pest, this is more attractive to them. So you reduce the population of the pest on the farm to allow you have good results. So this is how we do it, and then you are good to go. So you have little effort in producing or spraying pesticide, organic pesticides. So when you spray, it becomes very effective because there are no pest load on the farm. You've reduced the pest load on the farm, and then you can farm continuously and get regular results when you produce something like this, and then the pest comes in to feed on it. And also, let me tell you how you can also use this for your livestock, because we'll be having a poultry session. The poultry session will also be on this channel. So when you do the fermented fruit juice, actually it is known as the MVC, multivitamin calcium, in the poultry system. In the poultry system, the same process, the same way you add the fermented fruit in calcium like this, and then you harvest the water after 24 hours. It is from this water you can add some more molasses to energize it, and then you feed to your livestock in water. You put in water and you give them, and they drink, and they build up bones, massive bones, especially when you have birds like broilers that are usually susceptible to, because of their weight, susceptible to bone issues, not be able to walk well and all that. So this will solve the problem. It works like magic. Laying birds too can also benefit significantly from this. DIY,
Do it yourself.
do it yourself.
DIY.
Thank you.